Hey guys, so we're back in the shop. Got some boss fittings for the shocks here, and some breathers for the axle. So, but we also got brake lines. We need to figure out where to mount the cutter brake handles, and we'll get all this stuff installed. So, I'm gonna make sure these clear, and we'll just kind of move through a couple things. Alright guys, so I got the roof out here. I got the bottom side painted, the doghouse, transmission tunnel, got a bracket built up for the cutter brakes, got all welded in, pulled off, painted up. So while that's drying, I'm gonna start putting some speakers. So that's what these little boxes are. I don't even know, I sat them somewhere. Oh, right here. Got some kickers, so we'll start running some wire and get these mounted. Did mount the stereo controller. We'll get that all wired up. That'll be done, and we can, once we get the doghouse in here, we'll get the cutter brake handle mounted, get the brake lines fed through and back to the axle, tie those in, and we're making some headway. So I'll show you guys what I can. It's kind of just a bunch of boring little stuff, so still trying to show you guys the process, but I got a sore on my tongue, so I sound like an idiot too. Sorry about that, but yeah, I'll get these speakers thrown in. We'll talk to you guys in a minute. Hey guys, so back in the shop, trying to hurry and button up the rest of the brakes, and my luck just ain't very good lately. So this is the bleeder screw. I busted it off. It's all corroded inside there, so broke the bleeder screw off. I got my easy out set. Hopefully I'll be able to pound one of these in there and get that extracted. If not, I'll have to pull it off and try to drill it out a little bit and put some heat to it. So yeah, I don't like to heat those. There's a diaphragm in there, so hopefully this works. I'll keep you guys updated. You give them a little tap, kind of help them get started, and hopefully they grab and go. Sometimes they'll strip out. You just gotta keep moving up sizes until eventually you get it to go. But it was in there pretty tight, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work or if we're gonna. Oh, that ain't good. You gotta be kidding me. I broke the easy out. I've never broke one of these. Usually I'll strip the fitting. Yeah, we'll have to find another way to get that out. So might move on to something else for now and come back to this in a little bit. We're gonna go ahead, like I said, taking a break from the brake lines and diff covers. So the front axle is done. The rear axle needs some work still, some finishing and stuff. So I'm gonna pop the diff cover off, put this gasket in, and I also like to use some RTV silicone. So these things take a lot of abuse on the rocks, so it's nice to have that extra sealant. They usually end up leaking no matter what you do to them, so that'll help it not leak for a little bit longer, I guess. Just some water in need to get, try to clean. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that stuff is nasty in there. So try to clean all this out as much as possible. A little bit of wear. Oops. You guys can see that, but some wear on the gears there. What the heck's going on? So a little bit of pitting, a little bit of wear, but not too bad. So we'll clean all this stuff out and get this cover put on. We'll try it though. Around this box right here. This one doesn't start either, I guess. Front diff cover's installed. You get, I think I'm missing 2 bolts, so I gotta find those 2 bolts. It'll be done. I did sit these other panels in here. Show you guys. Right here, the kick panels, foot panels, whatever you want to call them. Just to see what I need to do to them. I pull this exterior mount off, clean off all this old vinyl. Back here, I'm gonna weld a plate on. Comes from about here all the way to the end. It'll be upright. We'll probably have a tab, 2 tabs on here to hold it tight, and we'll just clean it out for these bolt holes so you don't have to pull this out if you want to do the seats. And then the shifter used to come up right here, come through here. The shifter was like right in here, so I'll probably cut this all straight. Leave this notched out for the brake lines to pass through, and then build a new, you know, add to this piece right here so it just flows back, fills in that gap. Same thing on the other side. I'll probably just need this piece though. So yeah, I guess I'll go grab a piece of metal. We'll pull this out, start cleaning up, bending it back. Some of it's all bent out, and go from there. Okay guys, so got the panels out here for the passenger side, and this is the one we just welded on. Got notched out for the tube over here in the corner. So yeah, hopefully that one will fit in there nice and tight. Let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna go run some winch wires for the rear winch. So before we get everything covered up, we'll still be able to run wiring. Okay, Bailey's gonna help me, and probably the kids. So we got the blankets in here and the vinyl. I'm gonna run out and grab the roof panel, and we're gonna start wrapping it with some vinyl. All right, guys, so we got most of the panels wrapped. Bailey was nice enough to help me out with that. It really is a two-person job with big panels, so I'm out in the shop right now. We had to order a new Switch Pro. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that, but right here we got a Switch Pro. Has some tags and some shims, so we can put the. So tonight we'll get the rear end put back together, get the new Switch Pro installed, and test everything, and I'm gonna throw the exhaust gaskets in and start hopefully putting some floor panels in. So yeah, hopefully we can knock some stuff out tonight. So we're running down to the wire. We've got 3 or 4 days left to get this thing done, and Travis is coming up here, so we gotta get cracking. So we'll get to work. All right, got a new fuse up in there. So it was only a 10 amp fuse. They give you a variety: 30, 20, 10, and 5. So I put 30 on there to run both headlights and taillights. Hopefully that's enough to do it. So headlights are working, taillights are working, sweet. So I guess we'll check the ignition. Hear the pump running. Try that again. See, show you guys. We got fuel pressure, about 50, 55 pounds, which should be more than plenty. So this is where we had the issue last time, was with the starter. It would trip this whole thing out every time. I'm not sure why, so it's still not working. So I'm not sure what's going on. Let me take a minute, look at that, and I'll be right back. Sorry I left, guys. I peeked up under the hood, and some idiot, I don't know why it's even out in the first place, relay's missing. So if we plug that in, we might be able to get some power to the ignition, maybe. Make sure these are in neutral, just in case. Same thing again. I don't know, was the starter or something wrong with it, or I'm not sure what the issue is with that. Hey, you guys know why it would do that? We've got the driver's side firewall panel and four board panel. So got the gas tank out, or the gas pedal, not gas tank. So it only uses these 2 outside bolts right here. All these other ones, it's just holding the 2 pieces together. I'm just gonna weld this up, pull these out, and then weld all these holes up that we don't need, and just clean it up. So we'll get all that welded up. Same with this. I'll add that backing plate here, kind of like I did on the passenger side. I put this little backing plate so stuff don't go underneath the seat. We'll do that on that, and then hopefully get some paint on them and get them installed. So the panels are in the passenger side. I don't know if I showed you guys that. So there they are. They're all in. We'll have a piece of Lexan that'll go right here, so you can see through it. But yeah, other than that, we're, like I said, we're still plugging away. So we're on time crunch. I think this video will come up tonight if I can get one made. So yeah, we'll just keep plugging away and keep you guys updated. All right, there's the panels. So got the back piece welded on. Got all the holes plugged on this one that we didn't need, and welded that edge up so it's one piece now. So we're gonna get some paint thrown on them so they can dry. So the paint's dry. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more nutserts in this thing. It had a bunch of nuts just welding to the bottom side of it, so I cleaned them off. And we're gonna put some nutserts in it. These things are pretty nice for something like this where you can't get to the bottom side. You'd have to take the boat side and everything off. So we're gonna actually work on the boat sides after this. Hopefully get those finished up tonight. But just a long process. One thing at a time. Full nutserts on the edge there, so we'll throw that panel in. Hey guys, so it's been a couple hours. I got the rear pinion reshimmed, driveway back on, carriers back in. And I went to put the shafts back in, and this tire is loose. So it only had one spindle nut and it's only catching like 2 threads. So the bearing was able to move probably a good 1/2 inch in and out. I think it's missing the lock rings and all the retainers and stuff. I got the passenger handle. Got the old grips taken off. Got some paint on it. It's sitting out here. Battery box, battery mount. It's in, bolted down. All the leads got the eyelets on and they're all hooked up. All the panels are back in the front. Throttle's back on as well. Just kind of going through and still tightening everything up. Finished up the exhaust gaskets on this side. I punched 2 holes in the front of this box here. The console. So I mentioned it before, this aux beam, I have one in mind, but it doesn't have the momentary feature. They're just toggle on and off. I tried to run the starter off this, but it doesn't seem to, I don't know if it draws or the resistance in it or what, but when you bump the starter over, it would kill all the power and like reset this. So this is going to be used just for our accessories, lights, the fan bypass switches, stuff like that. Stuff that you don't need to run. The engine ECU power and all that is going to be, we'll have a toggle switch here, and we'll have a push start button right here. So if anything fails, the aux beam goes out or anything, you can still get home. And if either one of these switches fail, they're easy to bypass. So just a good solution so you're not stuck on the trail. Trying to think where else we got done. The rear seat's going to be going in next probably. We got a panel these sides right here and across the front over the top to keep people's hands out. I'm going to be adding some oil back into these shocks and recharging them. We did have to put this 90-degree fitting on, and we lost all the compression and some oil when we did that. So we'll be addressing that hopefully tomorrow. The boat sides I was going to do tonight, but I want to get the seats and everything in first in case I have to go from the bottom to access them or something. You know, get up in here to the bolts or whatever. And there's no reason to put the boat sides on twice, in my opinion. It's just a waste of time. So hopefully we can get the seats in, get the boat sides done. And I mean, that's all reliant on whether I get these 2 switches tomorrow. We'll wire those in, bolt this down, put the seat slider back in and that rail over there, bolt the 2 seats in, and do the boat sides. So that's kind of the game plan for tomorrow. I'm not sure. This might be the end of this video. I'm supposed to have one coming out tomorrow. If not, I didn't get in and get it edited in time. I got work in the morning. It's late night, so might miss a video. This might be it. So if this is the end of this video, thank you guys for watching. Again, like and subscribe. And this thing, I've told you guys this a few times, but this thing will be done on the next video for sure. And we'll have it on the trails within the next couple days. So thank you guys.